make the ninky nonks, don't we? In the night garden. Just get this wind out of her belly. So Willow is 4, and Willow was born the 1st of December 2016. What should have been just a normal birth. This became our worst nightmare. So Willow suffered a brain injury in the hours between that morning and birth. After birth, I suppose we don't really know the full show, but anyway, which caused significant issues in Willow. So she has cerebral palsy, which would be grade 5, so she'd be the highest grade of cerebral palsy, and would suffer with epilepsy and other health concerns. So you're just thrown into this abyss, have no idea what you're doing. Willow was actually sent home with the thought that she would survive even the journey home. So she was sent home really under palliative care. So there was obviously a lot around her care. She was NG fed at the time, and there was medication, and there was just a list of stuff, and you're just trying to get your head around what happened and remind her what you had to deal with. And I remember the first 2 days of her at home, there was people coming from every direction. So there was family, there was public health nurses, there was palliative care nurses. And you're just in the middle of this vacuum, and it's just like a tornado whizzing around you because everything is happening around you and you're just stuck. We met Catherine Fullerton, who's Willow's Jack and Jill nurse, and she's been with Willow since she was 3 weeks old until this day, so she's like her second mum. And I would probably talk to Catherine every single day, just general chit chat. So it's become a family, like a really big family. That's what Jack and Jill really are. So I always say that this is like a pirate ship. You know, we're just sort of rocking our own way. Jack and Jill are our safety island. You know, when you need to stop off, they're always there in the background.
News headlines. A lock star has been broken. They're the most expensive toys on earth. We're supposed to save them, but Tracy Brennan
No,
broke
I
them.
did not.
Yes, she did.
So Noah was 2.5 when Willow was born. Massive impact on him, huge. And obviously for myself and John as a couple, you know, our lives were sort of very much thrown up in the air. And thankfully we're really good together, and we just sort of meshed and just got on with it, and you know, put the heads down and get on. But I think the hardest impact was for Noah, where, you know, he would have been an only child at the time and very excited about his new sister being born, to, you know, in the middle of this madness. And that's the other thing that you're having your saying it. You love Noah, don't you? That's the other thing that Jack and Jill did, I suppose, as well. They gave us that time to step outside of this and spend time on our own with Noah, where he really needed that extra support. And even though, you know, you're still his mum, you're not the mum that he had before, because you just got this worry on you the whole time. I mean, it was that, you know, we were a long time watching Willow with the fear that, you know, she mightn't see tomorrow, and then managing her care and understanding her needs as well. I know I was just sort of toddling along behind. I think that was probably one of the hardest impacts of this situation. But that is the big comfort as well with Jack and Jill, that they give you time just to do normal family stuff. If we didn't have them, you know, you wouldn't be able to step outside of that and just give him a run in a field, or, you know, a day out with his mum and dad where you're not worrying about Willow. Last year, Incognito went online. We didn't get to the galleries prior to that, and I actually never even looked at the catalogues prior to that. I suppose we had other stuff busy with life. So I spent a couple of days browsing the catalogue, Obviously there was quite a lot. There was a few I had an interest in, but it was actually my husband John that fell upon the piece of art that we did get, because it really made him think of Willow. So a very strong lady, but her arms were locked in this position, which made him think of Willow. Because of Willow's cerebral palsy, she would have spasticity in her arms, so her arms would be very tight, but she's very strong. An art piece is €60. And I mean, some of the pieces are, you know, from famous artists. You don't really know until you get the piece, and I suppose that's part of the excitement behind it as well. And like our piece, you know, you're able to go and look up this artist and recreate a lovely connection. But €60 is just short of 4-hour nursing care, so it's €16 an hour for nursing care, and that is the time that we could give to Noah. So for every piece of art given, you're giving maybe a sibling time out with their parents that they wouldn't get otherwise. You're giving parents time to just go around and do the normal things that we would have taken for granted before. You know, time to have a shower, time to go shopping, all these silly things that people would have taken for granted before. I suppose the biggest part for us was to give Noah extra time. So for every piece of art you're buying, you're giving families like ours valuable time that they may not have otherwise. I'm Tracy Ellen Captain Brennan Carroll, because Noah likes to read the whole thing off. I'm Tracy Carroll, and this is my daughter Willow. Hey, look at Mommy down here. Hey, Chris.